All right, y'all. Welcome. We are live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Today is a very special stream. It is our birthday live stream, so we'll be doing debates, announcements, maybe some reactions. We'll see how it goes. We are streaming on 3 platforms, so slightly quieter on TikTok. Of course. I don't know how it's quiet on TikTok. Like, I have the thing up to 400. How annoying. Thank you, Senor Boo Boo. How's my sound on Twitch? I think we're good. Yeah, that. I don't know how I can make it any bigger. Any louder. There we go. Sounds good for you? Okay. Well, it's up high. I have a feeling that my yes, need to change that. There we go. When I'm far from the mic, it's quiet. I don't know how. I feel like I'm always like in my mic like this. Ooh. Oh well, we're here. I think everything is working. Yes, I think we're doing good. Oh, I did get. Hi Heath. I did get an air conditioner for this room, so I'm very excited because the last few streams I've been doing with Jeff, um, I've been melting. So because of that, because of the way the window opens, I had to hook up the air conditioner and then move everything. So as you can see, we're no longer in the corner. We're actually straight onto the wall. I thought we had a guest, but I think they left really quickly. Yeah. Happy birthday month. Thank you. So we do have quite a long stream today. It's currently 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'll probably take a break, at least for a half hour sometime in between, depending on how my ears are doing. Um, but we should be going till about 6 o'clock tonight. So very long stream. We'll see how busy it is. I feel like weekends aren't as uh, op trafficy as during the weekday because everyone wants to avoid capitalism by not working. Mm-mm-mm. My one loyal viewer on Twitch. Thank you, Senor Poo Poo. How do I sign in? God, I don't have the button thing. That's annoying. Bye. Long weekend in Canada? Why? 24-hour live? I don't know how anyone does a 24-hour live. Like, I'm already someone who needs sleep. So if I had to, like, the amount of brain power and mental labor that would take, ugh, it seems awful. Like, how many Red Bulls are you going to have? Plus, I feel like the quality of entertainment is just going to go down because have you considered debating Lindsay Clancy case? Oh, um, not debating it, but I have considered content on it. Hey, Chaos. Happy birthday. Thank you. I almost got my crown, but I can't have this on and the crown. So, here we are. Oh, well. I do have some announcements. I'm going to wait a little bit for that, maybe more until the afternoon. But if you guys want, we can either wait for debates or we can do some reaction videos. I recently watched Rachel Wilson versus Not So Eurodite, which I'm not sure if her name is Kyla or Kayla, because I feel like I hear both. And we can react to that if you want. Oh, I did get a new bingo card uploaded, so we are doing bingo today. I do have 75 items that can help you get bingo. So obviously, you're going to get a random 24, and then I will keep track of which ones we get on the live. So, and you do get a prize for winning bingo. So if you do want to play, if you are in either of my Discords, I did share the link in announcements. If you are not, the link is in my bio and Linktree.
I changed my profile picture. I don't know if you remember me.
I don't. Do you hear an echo at all?
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because you're on my just give me 1 second.
I'm the one that refers to you as the smartest person. Like you're too smart for me.
What are you here to debate?
Let's see. Gender wage gap is real. Pro abortion body count doesn't matter.
I assume when you requested that you knew you had a topic picked. Is that not true?
I mean, I wanted to go from one to the bottom. Let me see how many that. Yeah, I wanted to go through all 5 of them.
Okay. Which one would you like to start with?
Uh, let's go with capitalism is bad. I disagree with that.
Okay. So you think capitalism is good?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the argument? I can't hear you.
You hear me better now?
Yeah.
I said I'm from Florida, so I speak to a lot of immigrants that come from the islands, and some of those islands are in dictatorship countries. Like, what's the word? What's the word? Um,
Do you know how to give an argument?
yeah, I do.
Okay. So I want your conclusion to be capitalism is good. So
Capitalism is
what
good because
propositions do you have to support that argument?
capitalism is good because it lets the people decide the market.
What do you mean?
So
Wait, so premise 1 is people. Someone made me switch to Notepad, and I'm already hating it. People get to decide market.
yeah, the
Okay.
market value, and
Meaning
it's
market
also
value?
yeah, and it's also good because not one set person owns it. No government entities own any other property. So like we don't have to share anything. So that's a good
Wait.
thing.
So premise 2 is what?
No government entities have to no government entities own anything. No one set person
Own
own.
anything?
They don't own anything. Like we're not divided. We're not dividing it amongst the people. You know, why would you want to do that?
Not dividing what?
Resources.
Not dividing. So is that a new premise or is that a third one?
That's the new one. I mean, group them all together though.
group them all together though. So I'm sorry, this is in conjunction.
Yeah,
How does this all lead to capitalism is good?
because I told you it lets the people decide the market. So take it like this. So take it like this.
So when
So
you say market, do you mean like the exchange of good and services?
yeah, and
And so you
property.
said market value,
Yeah, and
right?
property
How do the people determine market value?
with their wallets.
I still don't understand.
So like take it like this. When Kellogg, however you pronounce the brand, when they put out a trash product, just like what they did to Doritos, they put the big bag of Doritos for $7, and people said, "Fuck that! I'm not paying that." And they quickly lowered the prices back to like $4 or $5. See, that's the people deciding the market.
So this is consistent within every market, or is this just one example that's an outlier?
I mean, it could be consistent with every market, but
Can you? Okay, wait. So let's talk about like real estate. Real estate, since COVID, has dramatically increased.
not
Like
really. Down here in Florida, there's price
we're
cuts
talking nationwide.
constantly.
We're talking nationwide since COVID.
I disagree.
You disagree. So
Yeah,
you're
because
saying
I'm thinking price cuts
the
24/7.
prices of homes are the same or comparable to the prices in 2019.
I mean, they're decreasing. I'm not saying they're the same, but they're decreasing. They 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 inflated the value of the homes, and they realized people's not going to pay 500, $600,000 for a 3 bedroom house. So they're.
Okay, I feel like you're just kind of saying things. So why don't you give me a source? Let's do the first one on the Doritos thing or the Kellogg's thing.
Yeah, just look up Doritos cut price.
Oh, you want me to do it? You don't have anything.
I mean,
Doritos cut
I don't really have
price.
my computer right now, so I can't. Yeah, look up Doritos cut the price because it was $7 for a big bag of Doritos, and they put it back at $4 to $5.
Okay, so PepsiCo lowered everyday retail prices on core Doritos bag sizes by roughly 13% by dropping from $6.29 to $5.49.
See, that's the people deciding the value because they didn't want to pay that. You get in the bag of air with less chips.
I okay, so that is one example maybe of backlash.
I could
I
give
don't
you
think
plenty of
one
examples.
second, one second. I don't think 13% is huge. But this statement in general is just untrue.
No, it's not.
Because yeah, yes it is. Because if we look
I
at
just gave you an
what
example that
stop
proves.
talking. Because if we look at industries, the people do not decide medical costs, especially when it comes to pharmaceuticals as well as services. They do not decide when it comes to real estate. They do not decide when it comes to gas. And we can have plenty of examples of price gouging.
I mean, we do decide the price of gas. Y'all wanted cheaper prices. Now we're back in a war with yeah, we're back in a war. So you want cheaper
That
gas? We got to go to
what are
war
you
for it.
talking what?
Trump say we back in war now. So we
Are
getting
you
cheap
just
prices for
saying
gas.
things like
No, I'm not. If you want cheap gas, you got to fight for it.
if you want cheap gas, you have to fight for it? What the fuck does that mean?
Meaning that we got to go to another foreign land and invade their stuff, take their stuff, and bring back more stuff over here.
Can you give me a source on that? Because I think you're misunderstanding the war in Iran.
You mean Iran?
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 I think I'm pronouncing it correctly.
They've been saying Iran since I was in elementary. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Okay. You know what I'm conveying to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you show me a source?
I mean, if you want, my source is that we don't really have oil in America like
That's
that.
just
So
another claim.
we go to foreign lands to get oil, either by agreement or by taking it by force?
These are just other claims. I want you to show me a source that the war is actually going to drop gas prices.
That's a
Because
fact.
then give me a source.
I can't really give you a source. You just gonna have to like trust Trump and see the prices go down.
If you can't give me a source, then you can't prove your claim is true.
I mean, since we been back in war, prices have been going down, right? At
Give
least
me a
one.
source because
I could go to my gas station right now and show you that the prices are good.
That's not a source to show that number one, the cause is the war. And that number two, what are you comparing it to? Like I want a source that
I'm
shows the
comparing
war
it to yesterday's
specifically
prices.
is dropping gas prices.
I'm comparing it to yesterday's prices.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? You have to be trolling.
No, I'm not.
You have to be.
Let's just go. Stop it. Let's go to the next one.
No. You're either going to give me a source or you're going to concede.
I mean, clearly you don't get what I'm trying to say, but.
Well, I want a source. Like, give me something.
The source is, I mean, you just have to.
Do you like Reuters?
Reuters?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a publication.
Y'all women, y'all know y'all like to read. Do it look like I read 24/7? No.
No, I don't think you read at all.
I do. I just got some books the other day. They're fantasy books, but A is still reading.
I'm talking about what we're talking to. We're talking
Oh,
about
one on like politics and stuff like that?
Yeah, like how you derive these conclusions.
I mean, sometimes from like NBC and stuff like that, yeah.
So I'm asking if you like Reuters.
I mean, I never heard of that. I never heard of that website or publication.
Exxon Chevron warn of continuing high fuel prices from the war.
See, I disagree that that's just propaganda.
Okay, then give me a counter source.
Oh my God, we just got in the war like
August
a month ago.
gas prices hit record high. It's pronounced
false.
Thank you.
It's false.
Then give me something else.
I'm not conceding, but let's just move on.
No, just give me something else. If you're saying that these sources are propaganda and that they are incorrect, then give me something else. Just show me a source. Rather than just trust me, bro.
You can't really show a source when half of the country is against Trump.
This one, I would say Reuters is a pro-conservative site.
No.
No? What is it then?
It got to be independent or something.
It's got to be independent? What does that mean? Like who?
Meaning that they lean more towards the Democratic side than the Republican side.
What news organization would you take a source from?
CNN.
CNN? You think CNN is pro-Trump?
CNN. What else? Damn, what's that news station called?
Wow, Trump predicted an oil catastrophe if the war didn't end.
CNN. 5 o'clock news. It's not 5 o'clock news, actually.
You have to be trolling.
Channel 9, it's on YouTube. It's with this guy. He wears a suit and he goes to like rallies and stuff like that in other countries and stuff. And that's pretty good. Look him up.
You have to be trolling. Like I really can't believe that like this.
No Jumper, DJ Academics.
Okay, I'm just gonna take that as a concession.
It's
what
not
else
a
did you want to
concession,
talk
maybe.
about?
All right, show the prompts again. Let me see.
No.
Well, I'm just gonna assume you had something about men up there being harmful to women. So let's talk about that.
What prompt is that?
Let me see. Let's go to feminism is good. Yeah, I disagree with that.
Can you give an argument?
Feminism is bad because it leads to the destruction of the nuclear family, which incites violence and mass incarceration of people born out of wedlock that come from single parent households, specifically moms. And
Why
that
is
is a
the
fact.
destruction? I don't. What is a fact to you? Let's define that word.
I gotta define what a fact is. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
yeah.
A fact is a fact that has been proven and is validated by evidence. You
Well,
can't say I'm wrong. It's
well,
right.
I,
What I
I
just
don't
said was
think you've
right.
really identified what a fact is. Like, can you
I just
define the term
it's valid.
fact?
It's validated by evidence. That is a fact.
Uh, that still doesn't describe what a fact is. I agree that it
Okay,
is
so
validated by
a
evidence,
fact,
but
a fact is a fact is just something that is 100% truthful, and you can't disprove it because it's true because multiple people cited sources
okay,
proving that
so
it's true.
facts are true statements.
Yeah,
How do you
don't
determine
say I'm wrong because that's true.
how do you determine something is true?
I just told you, like, by citing evidence, providing evidence.
What is evidence?
Oh my fucking god, bro! You just evidence is just let's just say, well, I'm gonna just dumb it down. Let's just say I put like a camera somewhere. I say, hey, this person did that, and I know they did that because I had a camera to show you proof that they broke into my house. That will be
That still
evidence.
doesn't tell me what evidence. I'm trying to ask you what classifies as evidence.
Undeniable proof.
Well, proof is just another
Oh my fucking
synonym for
god.
evidence.
Oh my god. Evidence is.
Do you think a fact is an aspect of reality?
Say again.
Do you think a fact is an aspect of reality?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now that we agree on what a fact is, that it's an aspect of reality. Obviously reality is true, right?
You just saying bigger words to make yourself seem more smarter than me.
Which word is bigger?
No, the way you put your words together, you're just saying it to seem more smarter than me.
I'm not trying to sound smarter than you. I'm just trying to to find things that we agree on so that we can actually have a conversation. I think you saying more smarter proves how smart you are.
Oh my god. Is smarter not a word?
Well, smarter, therefore you wouldn't need the more.
Same shit. More smart, smarter, same shit. You get what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's redundant.
No, it's not.
It is.
I will give y'all this. No, I'm not gonna boost your ego.
That's fine. So now that we J Hops, I do see your pay for kick. Just give me 5 more minutes, and I swear, and I will mute that person that you asked me to. Thank you for being so generous. Really appreciate you. So now that we agree that a fact is an aspect of reality, so your first premise was that feminism destroys the nuclear family.
Yeah,
Why is that bad?
because society was built on nuclear families from the dawn of time. Man go out to hunt, he comes back to cave wife, cave child. Wife prepares meal, and yeah,
That's actually incorrect. Can you tell me what a nuclear
that is
family
not
is?
incorrect.
1 second. Can you tell me what a nuclear family is?
Yeah, white picket fence, wife, kids, uh, car or two cars maybe.
Bro,
Good job. He probably works at a
I feel
nuclear
like you need
plant.
to write down things before you come up here. So a nuclear family is a wage earning husband, um, a stay at home mother,
Yeah, like
and
Homer
then
Simpson.
children.
Yeah, I just described
So
it.
obviously, like if we're talking about pre-industrialization and pre-capitalism, you can't have a wage-earning father because there wasn't wage when it came to labor, especially in prehistoric times. So
I
if we're
mean,
talking number
different
two,
circumstances, but same thing, you
it's
know.
not because
Yes,
we
it
lived,
is.
stop, because we lived in communal living. It wasn't a
No, we
nuclear
didn't.
family where there were just sects of family living individually. It was an entire community that was actually multi generational and had multiple families in it. That's how we lived. Multi generational family living predates, as well as is in higher volume globally of how family structures occur.
I
The
disagree
nuclear
with you.
family, okay, here's where I'm going to ask you for evidence. Because
So you
remember,
want me to give you evidence on cave people?
yep, on something. Remember, it's an aspect of reality. So you need to prove reality, that this was reality, in order
Okay,
for it to be
so say
considered a fact.
say it's like two or three caves, and in the middle of those
Nope,
caves,
this is just you capitulating. I want a source. Show me that this is reality.
how am I gonna give you a source on cave people?
Okay, because you don't have one.
They didn't have the internet and they're deceased.
I understand that, but you realize that people study things and put them on the internet. But J Hops paid to kick you, which WJ Hops, I'm sorry. I don't even know why I was holding on to that. That was painful. Painful. And I still do think I pronounce it wrong. It's Iran, right? Iran? I feel that's like how most Americans say it. And I feel I've been corrected so many times. Cave people didn't have the internet. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Jesus. Where's Chrome? Chrome, go away. Okay. Dude doesn't know anthropology exists. I know, right? Cave wife and kids. Bro was just bored. I don't even know I was hanging on to that. Like, our standards are low here. One brain cell is a low standard, and I was going even lower. The bar is not in hell, it's at the core of the earth. Mute Dead Private Roberts. I feel like they requested and then withdrew it. Where are they? Paul, if you can find them, could you mute them too? I'm looking through. I don't think they're in here anymore. How dare they take the Princess Bride lore in vain? Oh, there you are. Thank you for commenting. Oh, someone did mute you. Good job, Paul. You just tried to talk him. You just tried to out talk him because you have the words for it. You guys are actually on equal intellectual footing. Why don't you request then? Wesley would never. I feel like you did request earlier. I don't know why you withdrew. Mm-mm-mm. Did he not do any bingo cards? Any bingo stuff? Let me see. Oh, 7, I just put gives. He was trolling in another live. Yeah, I would like to believe that people are not that stupid. You feel like he did Coplaf? Okay. I'll say he did Coplaf. So if you have Coplaf, which is... There we go. If you have Coplaf. One I just did Gives. So if you have Gives, I'll just give you that one. So you have free space, Gives, and Coplaf. I guess I didn't finish typing. Let's see what else. Man, I feel like I already need a third screen. Ugh, the travesty. What am I gonna do? No, I don't think he did NP. Like, it's usually them calling me NPC. That's when we count that one. Did I do supply? I feel like I typed supply and demand. No, I didn't. Okay, great. He did say supply and demand. Very good. Yes. So if you have supply and demand, that's how the people control the market. How many screens does Jeff have? The design. I don't have anything for design. Oh, what kind of bingo are we looking for? Oh, got you. Gosh. Hello, operator. We're gonna do a blackout. Actually, that seems like a lot. Blood on the Moon, you were paid to kick. I don't know why you're back. What should we do? We'll just do a line, either horizontal or vertical. So any line. That's yeah, it already is. I don't want to change anything. Thank you for the compliment on my upgrade. We have come a long way. I don't have any requests, but the people would rather sit in silence with me than to hear you. We can do the reaction video. I'm surprised Ty's not here. Or Drew. They were both telling me to go live last night. Oh, Chair's here. Hi, Chair. I do have some more decorations and some more art. Some coming today, some coming tomorrow. Do a line on the way to a blackout. Ooh, that's a good idea. We'll just start with a line. I'm hoping we'll actually get some debates going so that we can actually start filling up the bingo card. My birthday's not till Thursday. Dread is still here? He's still muted? I don't know why he's watching. I guess while we're waiting, we can play some of the debate. This made me hate liberal feminists even more.
These Ari's book.
Biological father. That's a. Do you understand?
Okay. Okay. Let's see how we do this. Man, I might need to have these two. Oh, why would a third screen be so helpful? It is Not So Erudite and Rachel Wilson. Yeah, Kiara, if you want to join, you're welcome to. Oh, no, Chair, come on. Or do you want me to update my background? What? If you want me to, I will, but that's all you. And you have to stay up here. Okay. Let's go.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
Are you not updated yet
What do you mean?
on the case?
No. The updates I get are from you.
Oh, okay. I think it would be a pretty decent debate topic.
I figured. That's why you text me.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Come on. There we go. Oh, Jeff is here. Hi, Jeff. Okay. We are good on Twitch and YouTube. We are good on TikTok. I'm gonna skip. Come on. The sponsors and shit.
For our debate, is feminism doing more good or more harm? I'm going to start by introducing Rachel, as she will go first. Rachel Wilson is an author and cultural commentator whose fearless research challenges conventional narratives about feminism, women, and family. Please join me in welcoming Rachel Wilson.
Anti-feminism. Wouldn't you be an anti-feminist?
And on your left, we are pleased to welcome Kyla, also known as Not So Erudite. She is a thoughtful commentator who brings psychology, social science, and careful analysis to debates about gender and culture. Please join me in welcoming Not So Erudite.
Is she the Christian?
Yeah, she's the Christian lib debater.
All right, I am setting the timer for 5 minutes. One last thank
Kiara,
you
you're
to
gonna crash out.
Our sponsor,
On Rachel's
Yonaguni International
PowerPoint.
Cuisine. Check them out in the description box below. And with that, I have the timer set for you, Rachel. The floor is all yours for 5 minutes.
James Kyla said she's okay with 7 minutes. I probably won't need the full 7, but just thought I would let you know that. I'm probably just going to go a pinch over 5.
You got it.
Okay. All right, so is feminism doing more harm than good? I'm going to say, of course, that I think it's doing more harm. Let's take a brief review of what we've gotten so far from feminism and its 6 pillars of propaganda. So feminism inverted the Western social order in roughly 1 century through its 6 primary pillars and a 7th that I'm going to introduce to you today. We've got sexual liberation, abortion, vilification of men, no-fault divorce, demonization of tradition, and either rejection or reinvention of Christianity. Tonight, I'm going to focus on the measurable results of these pillars and introduce the 7th, what I call the she-economy. So if we look at family structure collapse since feminism became the dominant political ethos across the entire West, We've got 40% of children in the United States no longer living with both married biological parents. In 1945, that number was only 10%. Children living without both married biological parents face more than 8 times higher risk of endangerment, standard maltreatment, which is a fancy term for all types of abuse.
Okay, so I want to stop it here because I want to highlight this sentence that she has on the board. Children living without both married biological parents face 8 times higher risk of child endangerment standard maltreatment. So if you look at the bottom, she cites the 4th National Instant Study of Child Abuse and Neglect, which is abbreviated INS4. Now, I did find this source. And I want you guys to tell me if you think that her putting the sentence as it is on this background is her deliberately being disingenuous. I thought I had it up. Children, there we go. Oh, I can marry them. Yeah. So here is the study. And if we go to 8 times, highlighting it right here. So the sentence is compared to children living with married biological parents, those who are single parents and had a live-in partner are more than 8 times the rate of maltreatment. So, yes, I have watched this already. So, she removed the specific criteria is that you are single and you have a live-in partner, much like she and Andrew did when they were having their children, because both of their children were born and then they got married later that year after the second one. So, do you think her admitting this one thing, that when it's compared to a single parent who had a live-in partner, is her being deliberately disingenuous? That's my first question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Obviously. Why are you even asking, Kenzie?
Well, no, I mean, I would like to, I mean, I was aware of the statistics that, I think it's specifically fathers that have a new wife that the child is most likely to be abused in that environment, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that is true when they talk about like the 70% of juvenile delinquents.
Correct.
So this study is that
We have a father.
that she is citing is 455 pages long. So I haven't read through all of it, but from what I have read, how they actually count family structures is really interesting to me, because if you are married and you are staying home and your husband is deployed, you are counted as a single parent mother only.
Yeah, I think they don't really distinguish between single parenting and solo parenting. That's what I read this one before too, not the entire report, but I did some research on it as well, because we looked at family dynamics and when children are most likely to be abused. It's really interesting how they count for it. I noticed that too. And also, I don't think they necessarily look at the specific gender constellation, this one in particular. I think that's a different stat. And I think that is part of it, right? Like we need to make a gendered analysis. So whether or not single mothers that remarry have more likely an abuse in the house versus
Oh, they're not
fathers
remarried. They're live-in partners, so unmarried.
or live-in partners.
Yeah.
But it's not gendered in that sense. And I think
It's
that
not.
would
No,
be
it's single parent.
crucial. That would be crucial to see, because if she makes the claim that feminism is causing this, but we see that the predominant violence is perpetuated by the fathers, I think that's crucial. That's vocal.
Absolutely. And when having a partner who is not the biological mother, which I think also really challenged the idea that like men are the protectors when it comes to children. Is it really the biological mother like stepping in Or does the biological father now feel that he has more justification in his abuse because the person he's living with is not their parent? So he's just like, well, you can't say anything. Like, these are my kids.
Yeah, I think it's the latter, and it's also the lack of interest. Like I think a lot of men are women centered, and I've seen this like firsthand, that the children become secondary once they are dating a new woman or are interested in a new woman, and if they happen to be with a woman that is not interested in the children whatsoever or feels jealousy some type of way, that's when abuse occurs, most likely. I would just assume that.
Well, and a lot of these family structures too, like when they talk about grandparents, like how they count grandparents. Grandparents are counted when there is a primary parent in the household, and they are just providing secondary care. So then at that point, you do have two biologically related parents. They're just generational. And that even says like the rate of abuse drops significantly, and they don't give a gender of the grandparent, whether that's a grandfather or a grandmother.
Yeah.
And then like with me in my situation, me and my ex-husband share our son 50-50. When they do this kind of survey, whoever the child is with at the time, that's how they're counted. So if he was with me, then he would be counted as living in a single parent, mother only home. Where if he was with his dad, he would be counted single parent, father only home, when that's just not true. Like, he has both parents in his life. And so
Right.
it's a lot of how they count these things was really interesting to me, because I started trying to doing my own Excel sheet of all the different family structures when you have same-sex, multi-generational, married, unmarried, partner, live-in partner, like just so many different aspects. I became very, and then you have like intersection. Anyhow,
I do have one more
rambling.
question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something to consider. So they would, she makes the claim that they're 8 times more likely to risk endangerment. Is that comparing it to 1945? Because I highly doubt that abuse was reported for children. I mean, sorry, that's not the norm of corporal
No,
punishment, etc.
she's not
Or is it
comparing
just
it to 1940. And like, so there's the NIS4, the NIS3, and then obviously 2 and 1, which, like, one was done in 86, one was done in 93, and then the other one was done, which is NIS4, done over 2005, 2006. 1986 had lower rates. I think it's right here. Yeah. But from 1993 to 2006, we saw a drop in all types of abuse, which, if you go based on Rachel's data, like, women have been steadily entering the workforce since World War II, since the 20s. Like, it's been constantly climbing. So if feminism, and that's why I feel like what she references, like, is data of feminism, is women entering the workforce, which just to me is like a lib talking point, because Marxist feminists never claim that labor is what's going to liberate women. Like, women of color have always worked, and obviously they're still not liberated. So it's interesting what data she uses. I think overall it's kind of funny that she just acknowledges the harms of capitalism and just blames it on feminism.
Yeah, but that's like why I'm so intrigued, because if you bring up the point of 1945, 10% of children only living in separated homes, I think it would be important to also look at the abuse rates. Like, you can't just
Oh yeah, no, she doesn't
make
have
a
those.
comparative analysis without including like the most important aspect of your claim. Your claim is that abuse occurs because of feminism, because people are separated now, but you're not looking at data or abuse rates in 1945.
No, and there isn't data. Like, a lot of the data starts from the 1960s.
Yeah. Well, because it
then,
was normalized too, abuse,
exactly.
right?
And then you can even see here, like, when it came to sexual abuse of children, it was this in 1993 and then dropped in 2005, 2006. Like, why? If feminism's so bad and causing all this abuse, Why are we seeing fluctuations in numbers? So,
Mhm.
no, I think you'll love this PowerPoint.
Fatherless epidemic. So roughly 1/3 of American children live without their biological father.
I also looked up this statistic, and it's not biological father, it's also stepfather or adoptive father, so there's no father figure in the house. But even how they count that, we just talked about how they're counting these things is very misleading.
That's a threefold increase over the historical norm. They account for 90% of homeless kids, 85% of kids with behavioral disorders, 70% of kids in incarceration facilities, and 71% of adolescents in substance abuse treatment centers.
So I know I've talked about the 70% of juveniles in incarceration facilities. Again, that's not the fatherless epidemic, that is single parent households, so she's misconstruing that. And then if you look at the data, of the 70%, 50% are like single biological parents, and then of that, about 50% is mothers, where the other one is just a variation of makeup. I anyone If anyone can find me where she got this 90% of homeless children, like I will let you win bingo if you can find me that statistic. I have been looking for that statistic where she's referencing it from. I did not find anything on the CDC because that's where her shit is at the bottom. None of these statistics come from the CDC because I've looked.
Do you think she uses ChatGPT, like based on
I wouldn't be surprised if she's just putting
right?
shit on the bottom that she doesn't think she'll be questioned on. Because the 70% of juveniles in incarceration facilities is a 1987 study from the DOJ.
Well, but also I'm not even surprised. I just don't think that being a single mother is the problem. It's just a lack of resources.
Yes, it's
obviously.
poverty. And again, these
Yeah.
aren't even like single mother statistics.
Right.
These are single parent statistics. And again, how they're counted. And of the juvenile ones, they only surveyed 10% of
Yeah.
juveniles incarcerated that 1 year. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we could. I would love to do research on that if I had time. I wouldn't have a small baby right now, but I would love to actually
you radical
make a
feminists are married with a baby? What?
Right, I know. Currently breastfeeding while we're talking. Dismantling the patriarchy. I would love to make a comparative analysis between just a two-parent household living in object poverty and having a similar income to a single mother household with like the same income lines or within the same reference frame, I would say. That would be interesting. Like if we see that there's a significant difference between the outcomes of the two, then we could make a further analysis of what's the reason.
I want all the things. I want the intersections on sexuality, race, disability, because she'll talk about that later on. Class, and then family structure. Because it's like with all of those intersections, it's going to be very difficult, especially if you're anti-feminist, to say that gender is the foundation.
Right.
Like I swear, her and Andrew, their brain is just a vacuum. Like they think that everything exists in a vacuum. So all of these things, daddy doesn't want to be around, or just feminism.
Right.
Let's look at unmarried births and the welfare trap. In the United States, only about 5% of kids were born to unmarried mothers in 1960. At present, that number is 41%.
Yay!
At the same
Let's
time,
get
we've
those
gone
numbers
from
up.
$50 billion a year in annual welfare spending in 1950 to now $700 billion per year. That's a 14-fold increase after you adjust for inflation. By 2010, 90% of all cash welfare.
So I was going to ask you guys, is this 50 billion, 700 billion, is that adjusted for inflation?
I mean, I think
I was
she
really
didn't adjust
confused
on
about
both
that.
sides. I think she just adjusted on one side then.
I haven't gotten a chance to, because I was researching the other statistics she gave. And I haven't gotten a chance to research the other one. Welfare spending in 1950.
Well, I wouldn't be necessarily surprised if that is true. Like it wouldn't shock me,
Well, there's more
honestly.
people.
Right. And also, I mean, they had it had completely different structures. Like when you compare what kind of jobs they had in the 1950s, they had so much just cash to give. Like there were jobs present, like you essentially were like you greeted somebody at a store, you were a greeter, and that was a official job that ensured income for your family.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not taking into account population growth. I don't know if we're taking into account inflation. And I don't know if we're taking into account like the severe change in wealth distribution.
Oh,
Like,
of course not. I mean, people need welfare while they are working. That's the problem. Like the biggest issues that we see, the big conglomerates like Walmart, McDonald's, a lot of them, like the majority of them, are on welfare because they're not sufficiently paid. And like I said, even when you had one of those dummy jobs back then in the 1950s, because they just had money to give away essentially in businesses,
yeah, how
they
much
you wouldn't even think of that.
corporatism? Yeah, how much
Correct.
there weren't like Walmart in 1950 was not what it is today.
Right. And I would doubt that there was a lot of people that were working and on welfare at the same time. I think that would be the stat that needs to be looked at there. Like percentage of people that work full time on welfare in the 1950s versus 2010.
And even just like I'm glad you brought up corporatism, even just business structure, because I think businesses were more locally based, like mom and pop shops, for lack of a better word, just
Right.
small businesses owned by locals. But now they're conglomerate chains, and because of
Right.
that, they have the incentive to pay less in wages.
Correct. Yeah. I think, I mean, if you look at the homeowner percentages from the 1950s, like people in their 20s, I just looked at it recently, but it was a TikTok, so I don't know if it's accurate. But yeah, of course, if you have the pressures of renting, the pressures of, getting food on the table for your family, and minimum wage just isn't sufficient for a family of four versus and I think that's what the minimum wage was made for, right? Like to
Yeah.
sustain a family of four with just one person working. Like
Yeah, I
forget
think
about
that
that
was
right now.
from FDR and said like if
Right.
businesses can't give a minimum wage so that people have access to resources, then that business shouldn't exist.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's one of the most disingenuous stats right there. Just to say, well, look at welfare spending and not look at anything else. But that's the vacuum mentality. Not shocked if you just share one brain cell with your husband, right? All
Oh my
that.
God.
That's the kind of outcomes you get.
Welfare payments and half of all food assistance went to single mother households. In 1940, only 6% of kids under age 6 had mothers working full time outside the home. Today, that number is 58%. So you guys have probably heard all of those kinds of stats from me a lot in the past, but let's talk about the she economy, which is the 7th pillar. And this is really consistent across all Western nations, regardless of what type of systems they have. As soon as feminism is introduced, not only does it transform the social order, it radically transformed Western economies, shifting them from production-based systems that favor long-term stability into debt-driven consumer economies that prioritize short-term gains.
I would love the source for that. Show me how feminism caused that. Like, what? The theory did economic policy in what capacity? Men let us do this?
Yeah, but I mean, I just want to see like what kind of policymaker was feminist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Name 5 famous feminists in Congress in the last like 50 years. Go ahead.
right? And doesn't this go against force doctrine? I don't know like what debt-driven consumer economies, what that means.
I think that's the idea that women hold the most debt because they're the ones that are the predominant consumers in society.
Well, that's
But
not
you
true.
know,
Men hold more debt than women. The only category where women hold more debt is student loans. Men hold more
yeah,
credit card
but weren't
debt.
they talking about participate? Like, if you look at like participation in the market, like women are the ones that are obviously buying the household stuff.
Well,
They're more responsible
yeah,
for the
yeah.
finances and stuff.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's
no,
true.
they're
That's true in their home. Like,
right.
Andrews
Yeah.
admitted that she vacuums under his fucking ass while he's like ashing his cigarettes onto the ground. Like, what?
Oh my God. But yeah, I think that's the idea that women are the problem because we're irresponsible spenders. Meanwhile, it's just like they're free in one shampoo, right? That breaks the bank.
Proponents claim that the surge in female labor force participation since the 70s has been good because it expanded the GDP and created two-income households. That view is incomplete. With the
We
election
don't live in a
cycle coming
vacuum
up,
anymore.
affordability, housing shortages, inflation, and labor shortages are going to be talked about a lot, so this is a good moment to discuss this. So who actually builds the economy? When we look at GDP across Western nations, men contribute about 60% of the GDP and women contribute about 40%. But if you look per capita, men generate 36% more GDP per capita than women do. Women own 39% of US businesses now, but they only generate 6.2% of total business revenue. Keep that one up here. It's very important. It basically comes out that about 22% of all women's efforts in the economy are either directly or indirectly subsidized by men. Critical systems remain dominated by men. First world living standards that allow feminism rest on complex physical systems that largely cannot or will not be staffed by women. Things like electrical grid maintenance, water treatment, food production. And a society can survive a temporary shortage of marketing ladies and HR women and kindergarten teachers, but it cannot survive a shortage of power grid technicians or water treatment engineers. Male labor force participation has fallen to a historic low of 69.5%. So that's almost 1 in 3 men are out of the workforce right now. So what's the labor force cost of abortion? One of the main things that feminists care about. They don't care if they have every...
Wait, what did she say about out of the labor force?
She said 1/3 of men have fallen out of the
So
labor
that's
force.
So I want to highlight this statistic. So I don't know what she's referencing with that. If she's saying like 1/3 of men are unemployed, because if that's the claim, that's insane. But if she's talking about 1 in 3 men are no longer in the labor force, that's because we're seeing a large retirement of baby boomers. So in this statistic, they are talking about men who are not working or not looking for work, and those include retirees, men who are in school, people who are taking care of a family member, and also disabled men.
I mean, would that also count for the life, like the increased life expectancy now that we see such a vast increase?
Oh, I don't. Is it that
Or
much
are they
different?
just, you know,
It's just
I don't know. I was
it's just the
just
huge baby boomers retiring. I mean, they were a huge um labor force in
workforce
the
part.
market,
Yeah,
and so
right.
now like that workforce is retiring and getting old and dying. So yeah, that's why that just
Do you mind
seems.
if I add one more comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
I hate this whole idea that, you know, the 60/40 GDP contribution. That's just so incredibly disingenuous because women are building the workforce.
I was looking that up actually. You were talking about where she said the 39%.
Right,
39%
right.
of US businesses yet only generate 6.2% of total business revenue.
Right.
I did find it. It says it's from a LinkedIn. Women-owned businesses receive smaller share of total business loans and lower funding amounts than male-owned peers. A lot of female-owned businesses operate as solopreneurs with no employees, limiting their capacity to scale. So, how does she know these aren't the stay-at-home moms taking care of the kids she wants? Like,
It's
what?
it's the MLM girl bosses that I work for myself. Hey babe, you want to be independent?
You got some Lululemon? You need
Yes,
26
mom.
pairs?
I'm a mama bear at home and I'm my own boss. Did you ever get an MLM invitation?
Oh yeah, I've been to what's that one that does all the vitamins? My
There's
ex's
so
mom,
many.
my ex's mom was really into MLMs. She joined a few. I forget that
Oh
one
my
that she
God.
joined. I
A
remember
few?
I remember for Christmas one year we all got shit
Oh
from the
my God.
catalog that she sold. Like,
Oh God.
because they
Well,
always
you know
talked
what?
about buy your Christmas presents from
Yeah,
yourself so
yeah,
you
of
get them. Like,
course.
what?
Falling for it once, after that, I mean, I'm sorry, you can fall for it exactly one time before I have a very, very stern talk with you. I
I do like some of the Rodan and Fields product. Their lash boost is fantastic. I did go
yeah,
to one of
Mary Kate
those.
is pretty decent quality, unfortunately, for being an MLM.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't care how much hate I get. Pampered Chef is lit, okay? They have actually really good. They have great stuff. I always try to get them secondhand though, so I don't contribute to the MLM. But it's one of those where, you don't just get shit. Like, like not like Monet, or whatever the hair brand is that makes your hair fall out. It's actually good quality of them.
No, I did like the Rodan. Some of the Rodan and Field. Like I thought their skincare was so overpriced, but I did like the lash boost was really good. They did have a powder that had sunscreen in it, but they had to get rid of it, I think, to do some Trump law. Um, I have bought in Pampered Chef before. I've gone to one of those parties. I've gone to a Cutco party. And these aren't parties where they're trying to recruit me. It's just like, come to the party and buy my
Selling.
shit.
Right.
Yeah. So I've done a Rodan and Fields one, a Cutco one, passion parties. Those are really big when I was in my 20s, like all the sex toys and shit.
It's so crazy that those are MLMs too, but like a lot of them are not very obvious that they're MLMs, and you're
Amway was the one my mother-in-law did. Thank you.
wait, what, Evan?
Amway.
Amway. Okay.
Yeah. They had a catalog and she was always giving me and my ex, when we were together, the catalog, like, let me know if you guys want anything. And then for Christmas, all of our gifts were out of that catalog. We're like, oh, it's so funny.
Thanks. So nice. Love it.
I did like the Pure Romance, that like pheromone liquid they had. That stuff smelled really good. There was another makeup one that was supposed to be like fiber lashes. I worked with a girl who did it and I bought it, and worst product I've ever bought. Like, it just felt like I had fibers all over my eye. It looked terrible. Hated it.
All right, but can we talk about what kind of mental illness possessed some of these people
I think it was
to
unique.
look you dead in the eye and be like, yeah, get yourself some leggings, girl.
What was the legging
fuck was that?
one? Well, because I watched it.
LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe. I watched a
That's the
documentary on that.
me
Yeah,
too.
that was
I
so
watched that
good.
one. Such a good little documentary. I'm like, what possessed you? If somebody comes up to me and is like, you want to buy some leggings? I feel like, oh, no, thank you.
Can you imagine like keeping that in your trunk and just like popping it? Like, do you need
Oh
some leggings?
no, I would die. I would cry. Well, you know what? If anybody's starting out with an MLM, let me know, because I don't want to join when it's like already at the bottom. I want to be, if anything, you need to start when they're fresh. That's when you
Yeah,
get
you
some.
get it on the ground floor so that you're at the top of the
Right.
pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
More GDP per capita than women do. Women own 39% of U.S. businesses. Male labor force participation has fallen to a historic low of 69.5%. So that's almost 1 in 3 men are out of the workforce right now. So what's the labor force cost of abortion? One of the main things that feminists care about. They don't care if they have every other right. They care about abortion. It's their main measure of women's freedom.
Who is she
We've had
talking
63
about?
million abortions.
I don't know, but that's the only time they'll actually acknowledge that women contribute to the GDP, to the workforce. Like that's the only time.
Oh, by having babies?
Yeah, by not having babies, by having an abortion. That's when all of a sudden we're missing
Oh,
out on
her
workforce.
argument. Yeah, her
Yeah,
argument's
yeah,
gonna be like, look how much money we would have.
yeah. Right.
In the US alone since Roe v. Wade. If those children had survived and joined the workforce today, we would have an additional 45 million workers in the US economy. We wouldn't have to import them from other nations. The cost of abortion is 425 times larger than the earnings that the mothers would have lost by carrying the children to term.
The way that she phrases that is very confusing to me. The cost
I'm
is 400
confused.
times larger than the earnings the mother would have lost by carrying those children to term. That makes no sense to me.
I don't understand. I think the only
cost
way
of abortion?
No, I think they're talking about the cost of raising a child versus the revenue that a child, like the potential worker, would have given the economy, right? But how does the mom benefit from that? It's just unpaid labor.
I
again.
don't think that's what she's saying.
Well, then it doesn't make any sense.
I'm
What
really
she's talking
confused
about.
by this sentence.
Yeah. Can you
So yes,
you
women
replay
make-
it one more time?
Yeah.
So
well, it's on the
yeah.
screen.
I don't see that though.
They care about abortion. It's their main
care about
measure of women's
abortion.
freedom. We've had 63 million abortions in the US alone since Roe v. Wade. If 45 million workers, the cost of abortion is 425 times larger than the earnings that the mothers would have lost by carrying the children to term.
Yeah, so it is the cost of
Make
abortion.
a little bit more when they don't have lost
then
by
I don't
carrying
get
the
what you mean.
425 times nations.
Wait.
That doesn't make any
The
sense.
cost of abortion is
The cost of abortion is
Mhm.
425 times.
425 times larger than the earnings that the mothers would have lost by carrying the children to term.
Lost than the earnings from not working during pregnancy?
You got to, that must be in the DSM-5 to think that that's the kind of math.
So what?
I mean, what is that word when you're like, oh God, I forgot it. You know, it's not dyslexic, but when you have the same thing but for math.
Oh, I have no idea. I thought that was still dyslexia.
Mm.
Dyslexia for math.
Mm-hmm.
Dyscalculia?
Yep, there you go. I can. I
Sounds
can
like
diagnose it.
Dracula. I'm really interested in this math equation. The cost of abortion is 425 times larger. Like, is that today? Because the majority of abortions are the pill, and the pill's
Right.
$150.
Yeah, that's right. How much do you lose monetary? Don't forget, like, just if you just talk about working, but like the prenatal appointment costs, ultrasounds.
Yeah, like, and that's even like too. No matter who, like, taxpayers still pay that. Like,
Right. I mean, it's obviously cheaper to have an abortion.
Ari's here.
Hi, love.
Were
Hey,
you
I
in
just wanted-
request? I didn't even see you.
No, I just requested because I'm at the grocery store, but I did want to point out because I was listening. I think what she's talking about is like the cost of life, like assuming that they survive past birth and then they engage in the workforce.
Why is
me
she
being
saying
perfect.
like carrying them to term? Why is she saying?
But
it
that's
like
what-
that?
That's what I said first too, Ari. I don't know if you heard me, but that was my own. I'm like, that's the only way that it makes sense, that it makes money back for the economy. But then why would she talk about the mother losing money, right? Like that sentence structure wouldn't make sense at all.
And the cost of abortion is 425 times larger than the earnings the mother would have lost by carrying the that doesn't make sense at all, because then if you're saying like you're continuing not working, because she's saying the cost is abortion. Is she saying, not just saying the cost of the medical procedure, but because like they're not alive to perform capitalism later on?
Yeah, that's the only way it makes sense,
Oh,
I
okay. I
guess.
think
Yeah.
I'm getting it. It's 400. Oh my God. Tell
That's
me
that
how that math problem works.
But it
that's how
doesn't.
I'm
Oh,
seeing
sorry.
it. But also, the United States loses like $14 trillion due to just sexism alone in GDP.
Well, I
Right.
mean, if we're saying that's the case, like, then just not having children and going to work, having women in the economy, is that like a loss
Right.
to?
It would be a loss too in their mind, because you need to also look at your losses post pregnancy. Like, why the fuck would you only look into the money you lose during pregnancy?
I think I don't know if she's counting the whole 18 years. Let's see what she says.
So yes, women make a little bit more when they don't have kids, but it's not even close to what you'd get if they had children who grew up and joined the workforce. So women's
How does it
So-
benefit them?
So the wage gap between mothers and non-mothers is 425 times less than the income. I don't even know how you do that math. I'm going to have to write that down later.
achievements in the economy are subsidized. Men pay roughly 60 to 75%
Did I
of. So
go back
women's
too far?
achievements in the you'd get if they
No, I
had
didn't.
children. Men pay roughly 60 to 75% of income taxes. Progressive tax codes mean the top earners, predominantly male, fund the vast majority of public infrastructure, universities, and social programs. Women get 60% of all higher education dollars because they are the majority of students on campus now. But if you look at fiscal return on that investment, governments get most of their money back from this smaller pool of male laborers, mostly because they make more money and they work more hours. So it's like a structural transfer where public services, education, and grants that enable women to enter and remain in the workforce are funded disproportionately by male tax dollars.
By rich people.
So in conclusion, the irony is that feminism has given us broken homes, fatherless children, rising mental illness, demographic decline, and a generation in which nearly a third of Gen Z was aborted before they could ever be born.
Man, I wish we could have aborted them after they were born. Like,
Right. Right. I hate to derail the conversation. It's just a side comment if you wanna take the bait. But my favorite type of red pill misogynist currently is those that believe that the incel community, the ones that think the reason why they're single is because their spouse or their partner was aborted 20 years ago.
I have heard that. That is crazy.
That must be my favorite flavor. Like, it's just so funny that you think you're the only reason why you're single is because a woman in the 90s had an abortion. Crazy.
This is past, but I said this in the comments earlier too, and it kind of irritated me. She said when quote unquote feminism was introduced as if it hasn't existed basically since the inception of the country. Like, I count Sojourner Truth as one of the first feminists.
Base, me too.
And then the suffragettes can suck my whole ass. They're not feminists. But
How do you suck
they-
your whole ass?
I don't fucking know, but they can try.
Okay. Well, you're in what you're
It's-
into. Okay.
It's for them to figure out, okay?
Yeah, that's a them problem, not a me problem. But like, that's ridiculous of like, oh, when feminism was introduced, this started happening, as if like, and that it just shows, I guess, her racism, because again, not qualifying Black women and their strives for liberation is
Oh no,
astounding.
not at all. Like, because if she would read like Black feminist literature, I think almost all of them, at least what I've read, Angela Davis, Bell Hooks, They've all talked about like labor is not going to liberate women. Like,
Well, I mean, I think within capitalism is the only way to get some type of like or escape some forms of oppression, I guess.
this is such like to prove this is a
Mm.
nightmare. That's what I would focus my entire argumentation on is just her proving this.
So you just don't want to even make a whole lot of arguments there. That's good. Just let her prove her claim.
Oh no, I would definitely have counters, like if she wants to talk about like the actual causes of a lot of these metrics, but no, yeah, like you have a lot of heavy lifting to say that feminism has given you broken homes, fatherless children. Men don't want to be around women anymore, but they want to get married still.
The welfare state and the she economy that prop up this illusion of strong, independent women will collapse precisely because the same policies that empower women into lower productivity roles have starved the next generation of highly skilled, critical male workers that complex first world systems demand. Feminism has done more harm than good, and the data is not subtle.
Thank you very much for that opening from Rachel Wilson.
Kenzie, I have one more point for you
started.
for
That was 6
Oh,
minutes.
I
and
thought I
45
heard my
seconds.
name, and I was like, why do I hear my name?
yeah. I did just do a preliminary like Google search, but it would actually be interesting to look up self-proclaimed feminists per generation because the data that she has doesn't necessarily include that much of young Gen Z because not all of them are married yet. So we would look more at millennial women, Gen X, and baby boomers. How many of those are actually feminists? Because if feminism causes it, then you must at least be a feminist, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think you would adopt the philosophy. Unless you're just adopting the philosophy but not knowing that it is feminism. Because I think
Yeah,
she is
but
adopting socialism but just not knowing that.
yeah, but I mean, if you say that men are getting out of the home because of feminism, you know.
Are we just too mean to men? Because I don't think we're mean enough.
The floor is all yours. We'll start it on your first word.
Sure. Feminism, I'm sure you guys won't be surprised by what I say, has done more good than harm. At its core, feminism is the extension of a simple moral principle. Women are full human beings entitled to the same basic dignity, liberty, legal protection, and opportunity as men. That principle is not foreign to the American tradition. This nation was built on lofty ideas rooted in Christian theology, in Roman law, and Greek philosophy. From those traditions came our understanding of human dignity, citizenship, justice, and government under law. Feminism belongs within that inheritance. Once a society accepts that people possess inherent worth and that the law should protect their liberty, the question of women's rights becomes unavoidable. That is why feminism is necessary. In a nation committed to freedom, some form of feminism is also inevitable. Women did not begin asking for rights because a university, foundation, or political organization manufactured their dissatisfaction. They encountered the principles their civilization already possessed and asked for those principles to apply to them as well. At the most fundamental, the feminism I am defending is the empowerment of women and the promotion of femininity as something worthy of respect and social value. It does not require women to live in one approved way. It asks that women possess enough security and authority to build lives that reflect their talents, obligations, and convictions. It also insists that motherhood, care, and traditionally feminine contributions should not be dismissed as a lesser form of human achievement. There is an important difference between protection and dependence. A woman whose security rests entirely upon the goodwill of a father or husband may be safe when that man is good. But human beings are fallible, as we all know. Men can be cruel, negligent, absent, or irresponsible. A legal system should not assume that every woman will always have a benevolent man standing between her and disaster. The ability to own property, retain earnings, receive an education, participate in government, and leave a dangerous marriage are not indulgences. They are safeguards against the ordinary failures of human character. Feminism did not invent abuse. It didn't invent abandonment. It did not create unhappy marriages. It gave women greater power to survive circumstances that already existed. Nor did feminism suddenly cause women to begin working. Women have always worked. I'm sure Rachel will probably agree with me on this. Their labor took place on farms, inside family businesses, in factories, and within the home. Poor women rarely had the luxury of avoiding work altogether. The major transformation was not simply that women entered the workforce, it was that more women could prepare for sustained careers. Education became an investment in a future rather than an accomplishment expected to end at marriage. Women could develop the talents that earlier societies often ignored or confined in a very narrow range of uses. Society gained enormously from that change. Women became doctors, scientists, lawyers, entrepreneurs, and public officials in far greater numbers. Their intelligence could serve institutions beyond the household without ceasing to benefit their families or communities. None of this means that every feminist has been smart or wise. Some feminists have treated motherhood as a burden rather than a vocation. Others have shown hostility towards marriage, religion, men, or femininity itself. I have no interest in defending every slogan produced under the feminist label. A movement that has existed for generations includes millions of people who will contain foolishness alongside those people. But that is not the question before us. The question is whether the broad historical movement towards women empowerment, legal equality, education, and political participation has produced more good than harm. I believe the answer is clearly yes. The anti-feminist
I'm not stopping her as much. I think because this is more just principles and philosophy of feminism rather than data. But it's very liberal. I mean, what did she say back here?
before us, and political participation
Equality, fucking hate that shit. Education and political participation. Like these are all within a liberal system.
has produced more good than harm? I believe the answer is clearly yes. The anti-feminist case often gathers every modern social problem and places it at feminism's feet. Divorce, failing fertility, loneliness, and declining happiness are treated as the predictable cost of women's freedom. That explanation is far too simple. The same period contained enormous economic and technological upheaval. Industrialization alone altered the household entirely. Urbanization weakened older community structures. Contraception changed family planning. Housing became more expensive, and the economy shifted away from manufacturing, while globalization and secularization changed the character of public face. Feminism participated in the modern transformation, but it did not independently cause everything that follows it. The fact that two developments occurred at the same time does not establish that one produced the other. We should consider the societies people most consistently choose to live in. The world's most prosperous, desirable nations generally possess strong legal institutions, broad access to education, political liberty, and substantial equality between men and women. It would be foolish to claim that feminism alone created their prosperity. It would be equally foolish to regard the relationship as meaningless. The nations most committed to human development tend to extend freedom and opportunity to women because both commitments arise from the same conviction. Human potential should be cultivated rather than needlessly suppressed. This is part of the triumphant nature of the human spirit. People want to learn and contribute. They want to build meaningful lives that they and their loved ones can live in. A society flourishes when it gives that spirit room to breathe. Great nations do not become great by permanently limiting half of their population. They become great by allowing talent and moral agency to serve the common good wherever they are found. Feminism, therefore, belongs with the broader American tradition of civil rights and equal protection. It reflects the belief that inherited hierarchy alone cannot justify domination. Choice matters because virtue requires agency. The ability to act otherwise. Obedience may reflect goodness, but it may also just reflect powerlessness. We cannot know which one it is when coercion has already decided the matter. The feminism I am defending tonight is not the claim that every difference between men and women is discrimination. It is the claim that women should be empowered and that femininity itself should not be treated as inferior, and that being female should not disqualify someone from full participation in society. That principle has corrected real injustice.
I find it really interesting when she talks about femininity not being treated as inferior, because that's specifically how it functions. Like, if we look at the attributes of femininity, they are attributed to femininity because they are viewed as inferior. So I'm really curious if she thinks we should reject these attributes as femininity, or if we should accept that femininity is an actual concept, but that these things actually aren't inferior. I'm really confused on what she means by that.
Justices. It has made women less vulnerable
15
to
seconds.
abuse. And it did. I'll jump ahead. I actually want to extend Rachel an invitation. I'm curious if you're open to this, and you can.
I fucking hate when she does this shit. She like tries to brown nose all of her fucking opposition. Ari, do you have anything? I have beer salt, but no beer. Just kiss. God. It's really, she did it with Andrew, with Brian. She does it with Rachel. It's so weird. Like, I don't know why you want to make friends. Well, I mean, probably because you are conservative in all reality.
Say no. I think you're one of the strongest anti-feminist debaters that is working today. I think I'm also probably one of the strongest defenders of feminism, or hope you would grant me the same thing. We're both intelligent women who have considered and examined many of the same questions, and we've reached radically different conclusions, and I want to understand why. I do not want this to become only a contest of statistics and whatnot, and I don't want to get rid of the debate. However, I'd like to approach the conversation in a feminine way. I
We're
want
at time.
Sure.
Well, if you want, I can give you a little, if it's like a sentence.
It's like two
Rachel
sentences.
says yes.
So she says 2 sentences. Now watch the 2 sentences.
Yes, go ahead.
By that, I would like to approach it in a feminine way. And by that, I don't mean that I want Rachel and I to sit here and paint our nails and talk about our feelings. Don't worry, okay? You'll get your show, okay? However, I mean treating the feelings beneath, the femininity, the things that drive us beneath, as meaningful evidence for what we're trying to protect. Because Rachel, you and I both want women to flourish. We genuinely do. And that, to me, seems like the proper place to begin.
You mean like I have 1 paragraph? All right. So those are just opening statements. Neither of which are great. Like Rachel's is just pure conservative propaganda and misconstruction of evidence, and that I'm pretty sure it's Kyla, or not so erudite, is just white liberal feminism. That's all it is. So if you guys want to continue watching, we can, or we can shift back to debates. I don't know how interesting you want to see the rest of the discussion, because there's just not much substance in my opinion, but we can keep watching if you want. Quick pause. I do want to thank the Mighty Pen for the super chat on YouTube. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat, as well as Mander, the $5 super chat for the happy birthday. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are so sweet.
Girl, hold on. Is it your birthday today?
My birthday is Thursday. This is my birthday stream.
Okay, because I put it in my calendar and now I'm like hella confused. I'm like, I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Oh my God.
My birthday is Thursday, August 6th. Today is Sunday, August 2nd. It's just the day I decided to stream, because Thursday I'm going out to dinner, so I probably won't be on live. That next weekend I'm out of town. So this is the day we're celebrating my birthday. So even though I am technically still 39, today I'm 40. Yay. Thank you. Okay, we can get back to debates. Do you think I should do a restart?
Yeah, I think you should do a restart.
I do want to do my announcement at noon, and noon is in 20 minutes.
I mean, I would also not mind, listening a little bit to the arguments that Rachel Wilson is putting on, but I think most people want debates.
I mean, she really abandons a lot, and I don't know if it was just me, but I feel like she seemed kind of drunk. When she was doing her PowerPoint.
I mean, that's the only way you kind of get through that, being an anti-feminist. 2020s.
Is that your perception? Like, I thought she seemed a little drunk.
Well, I mean, they all kind of have dead eyes, so that would explain it.
Cause, I understand using like funny for my announcement. I also have a PowerPoint. It's not that many slides. But I understand using it for a basis, like here's some pictures to show you what I'm talking about. But I feel like you would always just kind of like add on to that, like here's the foundation, and then you would talk about extra things like around the points. And it just seems like she was just reading it. And I don't know why you would do that unless you're drunk and you don't like, you can't remember additional things you got to say. Is it Kalai? Callie? Kai? Kai? Are you in opposition? She does have Kyla does have a weird obsession with the founding fathers. I mean, I guess it's just white supremacy, which she denies. It's a weird thing that libs do. Hello, welcome. How old are you for TikTok TOS? Okay, I'm gonna take that as an accident. Ari, what are you doing? You're so quiet. Wow, I'm not talking to you either. Fine. Oh, she's grocery shopping. Okay, that's fair. Let's just do the announcement. I don't need to do it at noon. I got 160 people in here, and maybe we'll do it again once we get more people and the live going. Oh, your headphones don't have a mic. Oh, that's fair. Totally fair. I didn't know you were out in public. I totally get it. I've been at grocery stores talking about abortion, and it's a weird thing to do. So, totally get it. How do I want to do this? Me. You had someone here fist bumping while debating misogynist? That's a W. Add source. Okay, so it won't let me do it. Won't let me do it. I guess I could do it that way. Oh, does it still have 7? No. No, it's not. It used to be F7. Okay, so for today's stream, I'm going to make some new announcements for my platform. Just a couple different ways that I want to not only produce content, but in what format and essentially what my goals are. Because I feel like for a long time, it's kind of just been a hobby for me. And so I do want to make some tangible goals and set expectations so that not only you guys can know what to expect from me, but I can know what I need to do for myself and what direction I'm leaning in. So blah blah blah. So here's some platform goals and then also benefits that you'll be able to get now from being in the community, as well as subscribing and supporting the channel. So obviously growth is a main goal of any kind of creator. So for this next year, I do want to do a growth in follower subscriber count on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Substack, Blue Sky, and Twitch. As you can see, my background for my feminist topics does have all my socials in it. So if you want to look through those and see which ones you're following me on, which ones you're not, I think a big mistake that I've made in the past is that I put all my eggs in one basket with TikTok, and I did become successful on TikTok, but nowhere else. So even kind of starting over with this new account, I'm actually okay with, because now they're all kind of equalized, and I want to invest in much as in YouTube, in Twitch, in TikTok, and Instagram, so stuff like that. So going on to that, kind of what my goals are for content production. So I definitely do want to focus more on education. Oh, thank you for the follow or the subscription. I can't see it right now. Debates, reaction videos, short form video content, and then creator micro and macro blogs. We'll go over a little bit more of that in a second. The ultimate foundation for my platform is obviously still going to be feminism and communism. Those are the two main topics, and obviously with those two topics, since those are political topics, they're going to branch out into a lot of stuff. So obviously we're still going to talk about racism, ableism, historical materialism, political theory, current events, stuff like that. But those are the main, the foundation of the platform. I am going to start sprinkling in more personal content with the gym, traveling, food, other stuff. I don't have like everything lined out for that. And then eventually I would love to quit my job and actually do this full time. I don't know how feasible that is. We'll see how this plan works in the next year. I want to see how it works within this next school year, because unlike a lot of creators like Parker, Dean, like I have a child, so I can't stream every day. Like there are days where I do have to do caretaking. So right now, a lot of these platform goals are going to be centered around the school year, because then obviously I have state-sponsored daycare, so I'll have more time to do other things. So this is kind of just denoting. This is just showing everyone. I don't think I'm showing Twitch this. I'm sorry, you guys. You guys see this. Okay, I think it's on Twitch and YouTube now. Yes. So when it comes to my MILF Discord, the main function of that is going to be education. I am starting what's called the Reading Collective. In order to get access to this Discord, it is a paid Discord. The subscription is $5 a month, which you can do so at my website, hervillanarc.com. I'll go into a little bit more about that in a second. YouTube, we are going to shift debates towards YouTube and TikTok. I know I am showing my whole screen. I do really like the format that Jeff is doing with the call-in live, so I am going to adopt that format when it comes to YouTube. We are still going to dual stream on TikTok and still accept guests on TikTok, but hopefully when that account takes off and we get consistent call-ins, my YouTube will just be streamed to my TikTok, and I'll no longer take TikTok guests, because then I'll just have more control over moderation, more control over guests. so on and so forth. As some of you noticed, I did turn on super chats and gifts. So if you are interested in supporting the creator platform, that obviously is viewer discretion, and you can do that anytime during the stream. Twitch, I am going to focus more on reactions, just like the video we're doing now. That'll be mainly broadcast on Twitch. I won't have my debate streams on Twitch anymore, and I won't have reaction videos on YouTube. Those are going to be two separate things. And then obviously Substack, I'm going to be producing more essays, hopefully once a week, one paid and one free. And then you can see all the different costs and how you do that. In terms of a schedule, right now I'm going to try and do 12, 6, and 4. So you can see, I call one a Marxist week and one a feminist week. So 1 week I will have 12 hours of debate. That'll be Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. We will be doing the reading collective always on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with an extra class on Saturday. Those will be an hour long. And then Twitch Reacts will also be always on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So the MILF Discord stuff will always be the same schedule, except for movie night will be bi-weekly, which again, like, you don't have to have this memorized. I'll be posting this on socials. But 6 hours of reactions, 12 hours of debates, and then 4 hours of education weekly, and then every 2 weeks we'll be doing a movie night. And then the schedule's pretty similar for the feminist week. I've just moved the debate from Sunday to Saturday. That's really it. So I am going to try and become more consistent so that you guys have know when I'm going live and know that there'll be a consistent schedule. Where am I? Will there be a community garden? I hate you. There will not be a community garden. The last thing that I wanted to show you is for my birthday, I am doing a discount on, let's see, am I there? In there, great. So if you visit my website, Her Villain Arc, and go to MILF, right now I am doing a birthday yearly subscription special since I am turning 40. For the year, you can get access to the Discord for $40, which just averages out to $3.33 a month versus the $50 subscription. So for the entire month of August, it is 20% off since us Leos like to celebrate our birthday all month long. These are the perks. You do get access to, I think I've said before, I don't like to nickel and dime people. So I'm not going to require you to subscribe to Twitch to get certain Twitch benefits, to subscribe to Substack to get certain Substack benefits, and subscribe to something else to get certain benefits. If you subscribe to one, I want you to get the benefits of all. So you'll get access to Substack articles, even if you're not subscribed. You'll get access to the Reading Collective and access to the Discord. If you are subscribed somewhere else, such as Twitch or Discord, or sorry, Twitch or Substack, you can just come directly to the website, tell me your name, your email, where you're subscribed, give me your username, and I'll send you a link to the Discord as well as create a profile for you so you can access everything. So with the Reading Collective, what we're going to do is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are going to have one book dedicated for each day. So the 3 books that we're going to start, this starts September 14th once school is back in session. We are going to do Down Girl, The Logic of Misogyny by Kate Manne. I'm always going to try and have a feminist book, a socialist or communist book, and then kind of a wild card book. That's obviously going to tie into something, but might not directly link. The way that this will do is that when we're in the Discord, I'll just share my screen. I will have the book up on Kindle, and I've also purchased it on Audible, so you can either read along or listen along. That way everyone has access to the material. You don't have to purchase the book yourself unless you want to. So we'll do 1 hour of each book, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday will probably be Down Girl, Tuesday will be Lenin, and then Wednesday will be When Abortion Was a Crime. So those are the 3 books that we're going to start with starting September. And then I also did do the movie night schedule. It will be every other Sunday, so you can come here and see what movie we'll be playing in the MILF Discord on what date. All of those times I gave you were in Mountain Standard Time. So yeah, that was my announcement. And don't worry if you didn't catch everything. I will be sharing also on Instagram, as well as stories. What was the second book? That was Lenin's Imperialism, the Highest Form of Capitalism. So I will be sharing those on stories. I have also had an editor reach out to me. I think we are going to work together in terms of production of short form and long form videos. So while total replays will still be available to subscribers only, you're going to get a lot more clips on YouTube and TikTok and all that fun stuff. So hopefully more fun stuff to come. Oh, wow, both my co-hosts are here. Again, you can always visit the website, hervillainarc.com, learn more about it. Oh, thank you, Chair. It's weird talking into the void when you can't hear anyone. But with that, I think we will hit a quick restart.
Freedom, wait.
What? Oh.
Freedom, I just got the store. My headphones didn't have a mic. I'm also willing, if you guys are in my Discord and you don't have access to the literature Kenzie's reading, I'm willing as part of the book giveaway that you guys can pick. If you win the book giveaway, you could pick from the books you're reading in Kenzie's Discord as well, just to make sure more people get access to the literature. So if you're in my Discord and you join book club and you get to the book giveaway, you can also say, hey, I want one of the books Kenzie's reading, and I'll get it for you.
W. Ari, two feminist queens just wanting to educate. And I do really want the basis of my platform to be education and continuing education. From where I've started to where I am now, I give conservative shit all the time. That's like the Dunning-Kruger effect. But I've gone through that myself. Just being like, wow, I thought I knew a lot, to wow, I actually really know nothing. And there's a lot of information that I need to absorb. So I do want to give people access to books, also in a way that is conducive to how they learn. So for those 3 days, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we will have an hour session for each book reading. And then Saturday will either be open for discussion of those books or like I know with Kate Mann, I've read all 3 of her books. She cites a lot of studies. And so we can actually also take the time to go through the studies. Because when we're doing the book reading, I probably won't stop a lot, but I will stop to look up a source and put it in the Discord. So we'll not only be reviewing those sources, reviewing literature, but also expanding your access to sources when it comes to feminism and communism, because we want to give accurate sources, unlike some people. Thank you, Ash.
W. And all this bro. And Deb, happy fucking birthday.
Thank you. 40 ain't shit.
Yeah, and W for getting fuck you hot.
I feel like I've really fallen off the bandwagon, but thank you.
No, I'm feeling real hot at fucking hot yoga today, so I'm feeling great.
Good. No, working out, eating well, it does make you feel good. Oh, thank you for the donation. Securitron? You guys come up with the funniest names. Thank you for the $10 on, am I on Venmo or am I on Cash App? On one of those two. That's very generous of you. Ty was telling me to do a $1,000 goal for my birthday stream, since we are streaming for like 8 hours. I don't know if that's like, I really need to get more comfortable with monetizing my platform. So maybe we will add that on the next one. H fears you. So cute.
You're not alone. I get uncomfortable with like the grift part of it.
It's a weird thing, like, yeah.
You can. I'm like,
I don't, you can tell me what you think of this. I don't know if it's like a part of whiteness or a part of femininity, but I was very much raised that you do not talk about money struggles. You do not like present that you would ever be struggling with money, and you never ask people for money.
I think that's part of actually capitalism. The individualistic grinding, hustling for money type of mindset.
Yeah.
I have suffered with that. And one of the biggest things I actually work on with my teachers is it is part of white supremacy as well, but capitalism is part of that. And it's, part of liberating yourself from white supremacist mindset is being okay asking for help. And I think it's also part of the patriarchy that women's labor, like women are taught to serve and do acts of service for free. So that's what makes it uncomfortable as well, to be like, hey guys, I'm doing a service. Can I get compensated for that service? And so it's also unpacking the social conditioning of patriarchy.
Oh, Ari's like, it's just not whiteness, it's all of them.
It is. It's very interwoven.
So maybe we will do $1,000 live stream goal, because probably after today I probably won't be back live streaming until September, because I do want to take the rest of the month off to not only gear up for content creation, to make sure that I have the call-in thing set up, that everything's working well, and getting everything ready so that I can maintain the schedule and the system that I've kind of laid out already. And then, again, it will be, the system will just be for the school year. If I have to continue to work, which is fine. I'm not asking you guys to retire me or anything. Then that schedule will only be for the school year. And in the summer, I probably will just transition to just like video creation and not going live, because live is a lot of work. So yes, motherhood penalty L. Thank you, Securitron, for the $10. Didn't realize this was your birthday. So I get two at $10. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. I think it's to pacify the masses if we continue to believe most people aren't living like this. That's very true, too. Plus, I was also just raised by boomers, and boomers are really mean. I actually saw a video of a boomer this morning who was like, you guys are weaponizing therapy talk and you're just mean girls and you're cruel. And I'm like, you're telling us that? Like, are you looking in a mirror? Excuse me?
W fucking Mean Girls. That's why my Discord is named Mean Girls, because apparently when you're educated and you speak against shit, you're fucking mean. Well, I would rather be mean than fucking a lib.
There was one time I was in, do you know who CK is?
From where? Because I know a CK from like a...
He's that black creator that is like a Orthodox Christian nationalist that has that like propaganda picture up of the white family, and I'm like...
Is that the dude you had the video on with Ty where he lied about his degree?
Yes, where he lied about his degree. Yes, him. So I was in his live, and I will say one thing about CK. CK is very clout driven. So he'll always keep me up because he gets views when I'm up, and he'll never kick me, and is always like really good at moderating. So I will give him that. But there was a lot of white liberal women on that panel. And one guy came up and started calling women bitches. And I'm like, yeah, the man is the protector up here calling women bitches. And all the women were like, oh, we'll give you a pass, blah, 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 blah. Then some other dude comes up. And I forget what he said. And I was like, that's a weird way to tell me you're gay. And they crashed out, the white liberal women, like, oh my God, that's so homophobic of you. And I'm like, really? Like...
You should have seen me in the grocery store listening to Erudite. I was like, I hate listening to this fucking woman speak. And she was like, oh, well, I'm like, the face of feminism right now. I was like, there's words I want to say that I'll get canceled for saying. Never mind.
I really want to know what you were going to say. I just thought it was interesting that the libs are like, we'll overlook man calling women bitches. But I'm just saying, like, that's a weird way to say you're gay. And they turn snowflake on me.
I just want Erudite to walk off a short cliff and shut the fuck up and stop.
Her arguments are so bad.
In Minecraft.
She really needs, like, what she needs is a leftist to obliterate her. She needs the David treatment.
David hasn't learned his lesson because he's had leftists.
I know. Everyone's making their rounds.
I'm just happy because I pissed him off so much that I was told that he was now talking shit about me by name, like specifically by name, because he's not about my rape argument to him. I was like, yeah, because you did rape apologia. I mean, that's my job, is to make libs do rape apologia so we recognize how bad liberalism is. And so you did it, and I win, and you suck ass. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. Done. I shouldn't say the biggest thing. One of the glaring points is that I'm not sure where he gets his liberal philosophy from. Because anytime Will would challenge him on like some historical facts or some action of liberals within society, he would just be like, I don't agree with that. That's not my liberalism. Like, well, what are you basing your liberalism off then? If it's not how it's historically been manifested and functioned.
He doesn't like looking at praxis. He basically we got into this during my discussion, because he was like, well, this is now how I understand capitalism to be. I've never read anything about capitalism like this. I was like, yeah, who are the authors? Because even Adam Smith like fucking agrees with the shit I'm fucking saying, right? And then when you look at it in actual practical reality, this is how the outcomes look. Because he wanted to base his conversations, and I think he based his conversations purely on like a theoretical aspect. I was like, yeah, theory's cool till like you become a conspiracy theorist and it doesn't make fucking sense, right? And a lot of capitalistic bullshit in theory, to me, is just a fucking conspiracy theory, because when you look at it in reality, that's not what fucking happens.
I don't even think he bases it in theory. Like, because give me something. Give me some political theory that you've read. And I don't know why he's debating leftists if he hasn't read any leftist literature.
He said he's going to now, just so he can debunk leftist talking.
Oh my god, really? All right, y'all. I think I'm going to take a break here and go and grab some lunch. I think I'll be back in an hour. So it's just shortly after noon. So I'll be back at 1. We're talking about David. And then we'll try and get some good debates in. I'm hoping this afternoon we'll get some Chair Ari, come back. I'm surprised Ty's not here. And hopefully we'll start getting some debates this afternoon.
Yeah, after everyone goes to church and prays. Bye.
All of the conservatives and libs are praying to God.